What's good, y'all? It's your boy Michael J, and I'm back again with another video, and today I'll be presenting my top 5 favorite comedy movies of all time. As always, before I start my list, here are my honorable mentions. Bad Boys for Life, Superbad, Step Brothers, The Hangover, The Mask, Men in Black, Rush Hour 2, White Chicks, and Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. So without wasting any time, let's get straight to the list. Starting at number 5, Rush Hour. God, I love this movie. Rush Hour to me is probably the greatest buddy cop movie of all time, and call me biased if you will, but when you have Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker making a fantastic duo along with Jackie Chan's dazzling stunt work, then you got a recipe for a bona fide action comedy classic. Despite coming from different backgrounds, with Jackie Chan playing a detective from Hong Kong and Chris Tucker playing a loudmouth detective from LA, the two eventually learn how to become best friends by putting their differences aside to save the life of a Chinese ambassador's daughter, Su Young, even though I'm pretty sure most of y'all remember who that is. Along with having stellar action scenes, spot-on humor, and having not just one but two excellent villains, is one of the main reasons why Rush Hour never gets old. While this movie would spawn 2 sequels that are very enjoyable, but I think most people, including myself, would agree that the first one is and still is the most superior of them all. Coming at number 4, I have Dumb and Dumber. 1994 was such a huge breakout year for Jim Carrey. After years of starring on the hit comedy show In Living Color, he would finally hit the big time in Hollywood after being featured in 3 hit movies all in the same year: Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, The Mask, and my personal favorite, Dumb and Dumber. In the directorial debut of the Farrelly brothers, it's all about 2 best friends who travel across the country to Aspen to return a lost luggage full of money to a beautiful woman named Mary. It may be a comedy that's extremely stupid, but that's the point of it, because the film represents stupid comedy at its very best, along with well-written dialogue. I'll never forget watching Dumb and Dumber for the first time and just literally crying of laughter, like legit tears. It was kind of like hold the side to your gut kind of funny. But it's more than that, because it's also about love at first sight, friendship. It's full of charisma, has a ton of heart, and it's very relatable. Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels were absolutely great in this film, as they perfectly nailed their very distinct yet very humorous roles. It's really hard to imagine 2 other actors who could play off each other so well, and also playing 2 characters that are very dumb as well.
Oh, I'm starving. Oh, geez, look at the butt on that. Yeah. He must work out.
Coming at number 3, Mean Girls. This should really come as no surprise to most of y'all who've been following my channel for the longest time that Mean Girls was going to be on my list of favorite comedies. But let's be real, Mean Girls is just the gold standard of a teen comedy. Flawlessly written by Tina Fey from the non-fictional book Queen Bees and Wannabes, it's just one of those comedies that has its feet planted firmly on a comedic ground. It's lighthearted, yet a funny movie packed with so many lessons about social interactions, filled with an excellent cast of memorable characters, laugh-out-loud moments, iconic quotes, and a brilliant screenplay. All I'm trying to say is Mean Girls is one of those comedies that will always be fun to watch, and it has aged gracefully over the test of time, even with it being released over 15 years later.
I've been really busy with choir.
We gotta crack Gretchen wieners. We crack Gretchen, and then we crack the lock on Regina's whole dirty history.
Say crack again.
Crack.
Coming at number 2, Friday. Now, I know for a fact that Friday is definitely one of those comedies that I've been rewatching the most ever since I was a kid, but even as an adult, it still makes me laugh every single time from start to finish. Sure, the premise of the film may be very simple, but the outstanding chemistry between Chris Tucker and Ice Cube is definitely what makes up for it, especially Chris Tucker, who gives the funniest performance of his career as Smokey.
You a hype. Man, ain't nothing wrong with smoking weed. Weed is from the earth. God put this here for me and you.
It has so many iconic moments, memorable characters, it's very quotable, and also a soundtrack that is kick-ass. Now, I was really close to putting this my number 1. I was this close, but that would be number 1, Home Alone. I fucking adore Home Alone. This movie was the epitome of my childhood, because I remember watching this all the time with my mom and my 2 sisters. And although I do love the second one, but I think most people, including myself, could agree that the first one is always the most superior. To me, Home Alone is probably the most hilarious movie of all time. And I know I might sound a little biased when I say that, but can you argue with that? This movie is so funny to the point where you could probably be the most bitter person in the world, and it'll still make you laugh. No other comedy has brought me so much joy than Home Alone. It used to make me laugh all the time as a kid, and even as a 20-year-old, it still makes me laugh, and that right there is fucking saying something. It's an undeniable classic by all angles and every sense of the word, which is why Home Alone was, is, and always will be my number 1 favorite comedy movie of all time.
Sleigh bells in the snow, the snow, then
And that's my list. What are your favorite comedies? Feel free to comment down below. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for weekly videos. I'm your boy Michael J, and peace.